Hey there. Welcome to the Bernie Show on STL Sports Central, presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'm Bernie Miklasz, and I've been writing and talking about St. Louis area sports, including the colleges, since 1985. I do 5 videos, write 5 columns a week here on STL Sports Central. Also visit with my friend Randy Carricker on his show. And you can catch me frequently throughout the week on multiple programs on KMOX FM and AM. Please do us a favor here at STL Sports Central. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the like button on those videos. And this helps us a lot, and we love you a lot for doing it. By the way, I hope you enjoy my Halloween costume. I am dressed as a sloppy sports writer and sports talker. Yeah, I thought I thought people would like seeing that kind of costume. Then again, it's the costume every day, right? Ms. Bernie doesn't like it when I wear that I wear the same damn thing pretty much every day, but she did give me some vanilla covered pretzels for Halloween anyway. What a nice person. Anyway, today's topic: with the World Series concluding this weekend, it's almost go time for new Cardinals president of baseball operations, Chaim Bloom. He's got some tough decisions to make in his first offseason. As the big bird in the front office, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. He's already made a lot of progress in the areas of player development, minor league infrastructure, pro scouting, international scouting, technology, analytics, bringing a lot of smart people into the organization. In fact, the Cardinals announced 2 more hirings today to beef up the pro scouting and a couple other things. But now we get to the part that I would say the fans care about the most, understandably so. What about the major league roster? What moves can we expect? What is Chaim Bloom going to be up to? Well, first of all, and I am sorry, I mean that sincerely. I am sorry to be a nag, but just a reminder, the Cardinals are rebuilding, and I realize that most of you are up to speed with that, so I apologize again. But the Cardinals ain't going to be throwing a lot of money around this offseason. Not sure why people think that they will. Not in a rebuild, not in the first year. There's going to be some surgical strikes, as we like to say, with Bloom eyeing low-cost additions. It could result in surprisingly good value in terms of performance. That's a Tampa Bay specialty, and he also did that in Boston. I do expect Bloom to offload some veteran players. I do expect him to make multiple moves to add depth, especially with the starting pitching, probably 1-year deal type things. But my hope is that he will be able to add a young starting pitcher prospect or 2, or as many as he can get during his offseason mission, even if these live talented arms are still in high A or maybe the AA level. I'm going to go through a list of questions, but limiting them to trades only, I have no interest in all the paperwork stuff like arbitration and 40-man roster matters. When moves are made that are notable moves, I'll talk about them, but not today. When I return, I'm going to get started on my list. The first question will be, are the Cardinals going to trade Brendan Donovan? I think that's the number one question in the offseason, and it'll be the number one question here. But first, my daily update about DraftKings Sportsbook. Missouri, get ready. Here they come. The wait is almost over. DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State, and we're going to show you the money. As a matter of fact, as I record today's video on this Halloween, the DraftKings launch in Missouri is 30 days away, 30 days and about 10 hours away as I record this. New Missouri customers can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, though. Get a jump on it. Get ahead of the curve, because when we go live, you'll be able to place just a $5 bet to unlock $300 in bonus bets. Starting November the 17th, remember that. It's just right around the corner. Starting November the 17th, you can create your DraftKings Sportsbook account in Missouri and get ready for launch day on December 1st. Getting close. DraftKings Sportsbook brings you everything you're going to need or want to elevate your game day experience, including live in-game betting, lightning fast payouts, endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we officially go live in Missouri, you're going to be betting with the Sportsbook app that is trusted by millions because it is safe, it is secure, has fast money withdrawals, and all other kind of stuff that you're like, including excellent customer service. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and grab $300 in bonus bets with just a $5 bet when we go live on the very first day of December in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be age 21 plus, physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. Thank you, DraftKings. And reminder that that crown is yours, ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome back to segment number two of 3 here on the Bernie Show. Let's get back to let's get to that first offseason question. Will the Cardinals trade Brendan Donovan? My answer is yes. I think that is highly probable, if not certain. Donovan's going to be 29 next season. He's got 2 seasons to go before free agency. There are no indications the Cardinals plan to sign him to a long-term contract extension. And so to me, this is just a matter of common sense. You're in a rebuild. You're not going to re-sign the player or extend his contract. So what's the point of letting him walk away? It's stupid. There should be an active trade market for the versatile Donovan who can handle several defensive positions and play them well. He can work up a high on-base percentage. He can hit for solid power. You put him in the right stadium with that left-handed swing, he'll really hit for power. Plus, a team that acquires him knows that he'll be in their lineup for at least the next 2 seasons. That's very attractive. The only problems I see, if they are problems, Donovan's recent injury history might give some teams pause. His declining numbers against left-handed pitching is not disturbing, but it really was down this past season. However, in 2025, the left-handed hitting Donovan performed 40% above the league average against righties. And that's strong. That's really strong. That only adds to his appeal. Listen, I don't think the Cardinals should sell low. I don't think they should trade him just to trade him, even though they do want to open up second base for J.J. Weatherholt, the top prospect. But if the right offer comes along, Bloom will jump on it. And I think a decision in that context, a good offer, a really good offer comes along, a decision to keep Donovan would be irresponsible. And that'd be the first thing that I would criticize Chaim Bloom for since he took over. Let's get to the next question. Number 2, should the Cardinals trade Sonny Gray? Will they trade Sonny Gray? In my opinion, the answer to both things is yes, mostly because it's, once again, a rebuilding season, mostly because his contract will expire after the 2026 season, and mostly because his 2026 salary is $35 million. You see, that doesn't fit into a rebuilding scheme. Not that salary. Not when the Cardinals can move Gray in a move that should land a future asset or 2. Several contending teams are short in starting pitching. They will have interest in Gray, who is a durable guy and a good fit. Despite some inconsistency, which you all know about, he had a lower strikeout rate in 25. And as a Cardinal, 24 road starts, a 5.07 ERA. That might raise an eyebrow or 2 out there when teams look at him. But he still packs a strong swing and miss element and still has a strong strikeout rate. And his sweeper and curveball combination in 2025 put Gray among the top 3% of all major league pitchers in breaking ball category. So this is a guy that definitely has trade value. Now, he does have the no trade clause, but he's told Bloom he's willing to waive it if the right deal comes along. Atlanta is the team that people mention the most, but they won't be the only team interested. Still, Gray does have the contractual authority to say no and therefore control his own trade market, so that obviously could work against Bloom's efforts to deal him. Now, on to the third question today. Will Bloom be able to trade third baseman Nolan Arenado? And will Nolan Arenado be more lenient and open about agreeing to a trade? He still has the no trade protection, but if Arenado wants to get to a spot, gives him a better chance to win and win soon because he ain't getting any younger, then he's going to have to expand his list of agreeable trade destinations. As simple as that. But he has indicated he's willing to do that. Bloom does believe there's a market for Arenado, but the Cardinals aren't going to get much in return in a trade. They probably have to pick up some of the tab in terms of salary. I'd be stunned if Arenado is a Cardinal by the time the team heads to Jupiter for spring training. Question number 4, will Chaim Bloom trade Nolan Gorman? I don't believe Bloom's made up his mind totally on this. And there's no reason for Bloom to make up his mind until he can determine what the market is for a Gorman trade. I believe the Cardinals would move Gorman for the right price, but they ain't going to donate him. Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be like one of those, you send Dylan Carlson down to Tampa Bay for for maybe a set of used golf clubs. It ain't going to be like that. I have mixed feelings on Gorman, as many of you know. And by the way, you don't have to tell me about his flaws and his strikeout, his swing and miss, and all that stuff. I know all about it, written about it. Oh, I don't know, 700,000 times. But the Cardinals are short on power. I do know this. They are really short on power. And since coming to the big leagues early in 2022, Gorman ranks 11th in slugging percentage among 26 left-handed hitters who were no older than 25 years old from 22 through the end of last season. And these are guys that have had at least 1,000 plate appearances. He's 11th out of 26 in slugging. He had a 3-month stretch last year, was really, really impressive, and then he kind of fell apart again. I don't know. It all depends on how Chaim Bloom sees it. And I know this, though, if the Cardinals trade Donovan and Arenado, that would leave second base open for J.J. Weatherholt, and it would give Gorman a more comprehensive role at third base. And I think Bloom wants to see more. And once again, why does he want to see more? Because it's a rebuilding year. I wouldn't fault him for holding on to Gorman just to take the longest look ever. His own eyes, not the previous regime. I wouldn't fault him for wanting to take an extensive look at Gorman with his own people evaluating Gorman during the 2026 season. Question number 5, what about Lars Nootbaar? Well, if he hadn't required double heel surgery at the end of the Cardinals regular season, I wouldn't have said one. I would have said, I'm going too fast. Sorry, let me slow this down. If he hadn't had that double heel surgery at the end of the Cardinals regular season, I would have said 100% he would be traded this winter. But that's no longer the case because of the heel surgery, the double heel surgery. So his value's down after the surgery. Teams are going to want to see him in action, and he should be back by opening day, or if not that, soon thereafter. Still don't understand why the St. Louis media is just like constantly, doing the Chicken Little, running around screaming about this surgery, as if like this dude's life's in danger or something. My goodness. I know we don't have much to write about, but, I'm tired of watching people make stuff up or just hyperventilating, passing out over and over again because Nootbaar had the heel surgery. As Uncle Bernie has told you, I didn't expect them, after I heard about the heel surgery, I didn't expect them to be back in time for spring training. I thought he'd have a shot at before opening day, but I'm really confident he'll be back early in the year as far as like the first month of the season. And as I've said over and over again, that's going to set him up, Nootbaar, as a potential trade piece at the 2026 trade deadline. And if he performs well, there will be a good market for him. I ain't going to go to the fainting couch over this one, okay? Let the other chicken little media people, cluck, 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 cluck. I'm not one of them, all right? This will work out as long as he can play ball in 26. I have a few more quick offseason questions to go, and I am going to get to them in my third segment of today's Bernie Show. But first, I got to fire up the men out there. I don't care whether they're my age and I'm 66, maybe they're younger. It doesn't matter, because if your bat is dragging, BlueChew can help. If you have too many strikeouts at home plate, if you catch my drift, well, BlueChew can help. Do you want to connect and make, hard contact? Yeah, BlueChew can help. BlueChew is there for you to raise your game for those intimate and pleasurable moments with those special times with your partner. All you got to do is chew it and do it. I know what BlueChew has done for me, and I'm an old dude, so I want you to try BlueChew and learn for yourself, no matter what age you are, if you're having some problems in this particular area. BlueChew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for enhanced performance. So sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you are approved, you're going to receive prescription at your doorstep in a few days. It's all done online, simple and private, no awkwardness. And you can try your first month of BlueChew free. That's right, free when you use the promo code Bernie. All you do is pay $5 for shipping. That's promo code Bernie to get your first month free, and the only cost to you is the $5 shipping fee. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank BlueChew for sponsoring the Bernie Show. Every now and then I get that stammering problem back. Had it since a kid. All right, welcome back to the third segment of today's Bernie Show on this Friday. Let's get back to my final few offseason questions. Number 6, will Chaim Bloom trade first baseman Wilson Contreras? Well, I think it's at least possible. I'd say probably not, but it's at least possible. And I know that doesn't answer the question, but what do you want me to do? Make something up? Well, I can tell you for sure. I don't know anything for sure. But I do know that Contreras is still a very good hitter, 24% above league average offensively last season. And he played very well at first base in 2025. But Contreras also, it's true, will turn 34 in May of the next coming season. He's got 2 years left on his contract. So it ain't a big deal because I think he'll continue to hit through the end of that contract. His bat is still very much alive, but it's also true that his overall offensive performance, while still good, it did drop by 17% from 2024 to 2025. So Contreras, as you know, has got a no trade clause, but he's keeping an open mind should Bloom approach him with a trade proposal. If I had to make a bet after December 1st at DraftKings, I would bet on Contreras staying in St. Louis. But again, there's still a chance because Bloom is going to explore everything. And by the way, a Contreras trade would open first base for Alec Burleson. All right, question number 7. What about trading Burleson? I'm surprised to see so many Cardinals fans talk about trading him as if he's like maxed out or something. No, I don't think he has. I'd be surprised, really surprised if he got traded. Here's why. Bloom wants to have a team that is especially strong on making contact. I'm not talking about a lineup that's going to have strong contact hitters from 1 to 9. That isn't feasible. If you're going to have power guys in your lineup, you're going to have some strikeouts. But even with Gorman, keep this in mind, even because this is interesting to me, even with Gorman and Jordan Walker combining for 800 plate appearances last season, and we know about the swing and miss and the strikeouts there, right? Even with them in there, a lot. The Cardinals ranked 6th in the majors for the best contact rate last season and were 3rd best in their contact rate on strikes. So they're already making good progress of having a team that hits for better and higher contact. Now, the aggressive Burleson, and that's the point, he's just overly aggressive. He still chases too many pitches out of the zone. But last season, Alec Burleson ranked 9th among MLB hitters in both overall contact rate and the contact rate on strikes. Number 9 in both categories. That's impressive. And don't forget, for all the people who say, well, I think he's kind of maxed out. Really? Were you saying that last year when all of a sudden he turned into a league average hitter against left-handed pitching? And actually, after the first couple months, he was well above average against left-handed pitching. That's a really nice bonus to have in your lineup when the left-handed batter can hit for power when he's facing lefties on the other team's mound. And Burley's overall slugging percentage of .459 last season was 33 points higher than in 2024 and 69 points higher than it was in 2023. He's still improving. Burleson's going to be 27 next season. He doesn't become eligible for free agency until 2029. So when you take the improved slugging, the strong contact skills, the improvement against lefties, and 3 more seasons of team control, it makes him an attractive trade candidate. And Bloom is going to listen to offers, not only on Burleson, but just about every Cardinal. And if you're going to listen to offers, you might get one that you can't refuse. The Cardinals had the 5th worst platoon split advantage in the majors last season because they were overstocked with left-handed bats. Bloom is definitely in the mood to reduce the number of left-handed bats. So in that context, anything goes. All left-handed hitters are trade candidates. Final question, number 9. Will the Cardinals trade Jordan Walker? And I don't see it happening. So my answer is no. He turns 24 in May, and it's way too soon to give up on him, especially if some team wants to offer you like, I don't know, maybe a set of that lie or whatever you call it, when you're putting down the lines before the field, on the field before the game. We send you a couple bags of that. I think some of you out there would say, well, yeah, you need to trade him under any circumstances. Yeah, I don't think so. It ain't going to happen. He turns 24 in May. He's still 23 as I record this. Way too soon to give up on him, especially with a new front office regime moved in, and especially with a vastly improved minor league infrastructure set up by that front office. So you really think, in other words, This is Chaim Bloom and all the people that he's brought in and he's still bringing in. This is their first year in charge of the entire Major League roster. And they spent a lot of time and a lot of money improving everything about the teaching, the instruction, the minor leagues, the technology, all of the things that can help a young player, right? So you think they're going to give Jordan Walker away before they have a chance with their own people and the improved conditions to help make hitters better? You think they're just going to give him away before they even have a chance to see if they can make him better? I say this with affection, but if you believe that, you'd be crazy. They're not going to do that. They can do it later. And what I see is Jordan Walker spending a lot of time at AAA Memphis next season because he's got to rebuild himself as a hitter. And he's going to have better people down there working with him to do just that. But a trade? No, not before 2026. Listen, that'll do it for today. Thanks for putting up with me. I like to have fun when I do these videos. I appreciate you very much. Please follow us, the STL Sports Central YouTube page. Please subscribe to that. That's what I meant to say. And hit the like button. Leave your comments. Always interested in what you have to say. Lastly, have a great weekend, and thanks for watching The Bernie Show.